Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Tuesday, 8:30 a.m. Unleashing the Female Entrepreneur Within. I'm super excited to be here today. I'm excited to be here every day. I'm here with my amazing co-host, Michelle Klein from Klein Hospitality. She is one of the most phenomenal leadership coaches you will ever have the privilege of working with and meeting. And she gets to share with us today some of her tips, methods, and strategies. We named this series, Oops, I Did It Again. And I'm going to give you a little inkling as to why.
So before you get started, Hannah, I want to address something. Good morning, everyone out there, or afternoon, or whatever it is, evening for you if you're watching the replay. Here's the thing. I see Hannah that is very relaxed today. Are we having a relaxed Tuesday? I want to hear all about it.
Yes, today is my nope, not today day. Today is
Yes.
casual Tuesday. You know, my hair's in a bun, and I showed up feeling extremely light today. I feel good. I'm excited. I'm excited about our topic, but I just feel like Tuesday is just casual Tuesday. I don't know why. I'm going to make it a thing now. So,
Good for you, Hannah. See, those are the things that we preach when we come live for you every Tuesday and Thursday. Allow yourself to have a casual Tuesday. So now we're going to make it a thing, and every Tuesday is going to be a casual Tuesday.
yeah, I
Let's do
mean,
this.
just because we're female entrepreneurs does not mean we have to dress up in heels and do all that stuff every day. We can let our hair down or up and still get shit done. That's the reality. That's unleashing that female entrepreneur within. That's unleashing that female power within is when you embrace every aspect of your journey. So, I'm ready. Are you ready? Because I'm
I
ready.
love it. I'm ready. Let's do this. Take us on
All
this
right. So,
journey.
oops, I did it again. What do you think of? I know when I hear that, I start singing the Britney Spears song,
Yeah, me
right?
too.
So that's the whole reason why we did that is because we want you to think, oops, I did it again. And then you start thinking, what did I do? What did I do? So, we're going to talk about mistakes that we all make in business and in life. This one's going to be about life and business. Everything we're going to talk to you about today, just put it right in the bucket of life and business together. So, number one thing that we all do, I do it, I'm guilty, is saying yes to every single opportunity over commitment. Huge one for me. How about you?
100% overcommitment. I am grateful enough to have learned this a few years ago, not too long ago, but a few years ago, how empowering it is to learn how to say no and how to say it in an elegant way so that you don't hurt anybody's feelings. But no, not overcommitting is gold because you're able to truly take everything and your best self to everything else that you do when you focus on what really matters or when you focus on those things that you already have on your plate as opposed to looking sideways and start getting onto more things and signing up onto more things. There will be time for that. If the opportunity doesn't knock on your door next time, you build that door, you're good to go.
I love it. And I love having the ability to say no and not feel guilty. And that in itself is a process because so many of us want to say yes to everything. We want to help everyone. We want to save the world. We're women, we're sheroes, we're Wonder Women, and we just want to do it all. And that leads to my next one, which is fear of missing out or fear of rejection. They kind of go hand in hand. So I say, turn in the fear of missing out or fear of rejection, which is FOR, and I say turn it into more. Turn it into movement, opportunity, resource, and evolve. And if that means you're moving towards your goals and it's slower than you'd like, that's okay. When you get an opportunity and you feel it's right for you, seize it. If you have the resource at your fingertips, use it and always evolve, always be evolving, always be growing, always be changing. And all of that helps you without, not overcommitting, not being afraid to say no, and staying super hyper focused in your business and in life.
I love that, Hannah. I love it. What else you got?
Mm. Number three, for me, it's doing your due diligence, doing your research. We are guided by so much internet and YouTube stuff. Everybody's like, oh, just go on YouTube. There's a video for that. But what they don't say is, don't go on YouTube and say, how do I do a business? You got to actually, guys, ladies, gentlemen, men, women, you have to do your research. You have to know what you're doing. And I don't mean in the sense of like you have to be perfect, but you do need to do some research on your business, who you're doing business with, why you want to have a business. It all goes back to when you're in the beginning stages of forming your business. Do your research. you know it's like one of the main things. A lot of us are just, and I described this, I think, in another live we did together. I'm one of those that just runs into the burning building with wood in my hands. And so if you're like that, you're like, research what? I already know that. I can go to YouTube, I can go to Google. And yes, you can, but let's be real, without the proper research, we're probably going to make a shit ton of more mistakes. So that's my other one.
I absolutely love that. And here's the thing, how many times do we go into partnerships with people that we shouldn't just because we didn't do our research, right? It sounded great at the time, but we didn't do our due diligence as to what that's going to look like, whether it is getting a loan from a bank, whether it is bringing in investors into your business, whether it is someone who comes in with a specific skill set, but that's all you know about them. So I think that doing your research is gold, and also ties into the oops, I did it again. Like, when you do your research, you're not going to go through an issue or a challenge or, a struggle that is going to put you in a situation where you're going to have to say, oops, I did it again. So
Definitely.
gold.
Couldn't agree more. And we've all done it. So take a bow
Take a
because
bow.
all did it. We've all done it and we're all going to do it again. And it's just the reality of being an entrepreneur. It's the reality of being human. So don't punish yourself. Take a bow and take it to the winner learn, which we'll talk about shortly. Um, I think another one for me, and I think for a lot of us, is, oh, how many people make unrealistic goals,
Oh, I
and
love that.
your to-do list is like your to-do list never ends because you're constantly saying, I got to do this, I got to do that. Your to-do list goes, you started on Monday, and by Monday afternoon your to-do list is all the way into 2025. I mean, how many people really do that? How do we fix our to-do list to where we're actually getting some momentum, where we're actually being productive? So making those unrealistic goals, it'll discourage you, and having extra long to-do lists that you really just don't need. What's the hurry?
Absolutely. So here's a tip for that. So think about what your wildly important goal is. What is that main massive goal that you're trying to achieve? And then break it down into bite sizes. You can't eat an elephant in one bite. So what do? You break it down. So break it down into tiny goals. And then re reframe what that's going to look like, right? So perhaps you have to reprioritize those goals. There's things that you're better at on Mondays because you start fresh after the weekend. There's things that you're better at in the morning or in the afternoon. Or there's things that you will be able to achieve on a Thursday, but you can't do it on a Wednesday. So when you look at the bigger picture, you take a step back on all these little baby goals and how you're going to achieve them, the next step should be reprioritize them so that it makes sense. And by the end of the week, you feel like it's a win as opposed to it being a burden and feeling bad about yourself because you couldn't check things off your list.
Ooh, I love that. And you know what? I think, okay, since that number one, that's mic drop right there. So I hope everybody was listening. But when you don't do the tiny steps to get to the larger steps, honestly, you're going backwards. And I don't know about the rest of you who are watching and listening and who are going to catch the replay, but do I see a lot of people, myself included, because of these unrealistic goals and to-do lists, that Mondays are a dreaded day of the week. It's a
That
real
is just crazy to me. Everybody says, I hate Monday. I
yeah.
hate Monday. I absolutely love Monday. I thrive on Mondays, right? And here's one more tip that I forgot to mention for the ladies out there that are listening to this or watching this. Understand your period, understand your cycle, ladies, because there are times during the month where you're more of an introvert. So those are the times where you're going to work on writing, when you're going to work on planning, when you're going to work on anything that has to do with being in this little bubble of, I don't want to say happiness because not really, but being in this bubble of quiet where you can actually be extremely efficient at that time on specific things, right? And then when you're ovulating, it's something else. So make sure that you comprehend that. Take the time to
Mm,
comprehend that because it's going to be gold when you reprioritize your goals.
definitely. In fact, that's actually in our Becoming an Unstoppable Woman Entrepreneur book. One of the authors in the book wrote specifically about that. So if you haven't gotten the book, you got to check it out. It's so true because we are a bag of hormones, walking, talking hormones and emotions. And when they're all out of whack, when we're not paying attention, when we're not in alignment, again, it's a shit show. So you're right. What you said, you really do have to pay attention to those things. So, number five, this is a big one too. And this is something, again, I feel like so many of us are guilty of doing, but that's okay. Take a bow because you're human and it's just part of the growth. It is not trusting the process and not believing in yourself. And when you, okay, so everybody in business and in life, I know for sure we all want to throw our hands up at least one point or another. Some of us do it every day, like, "Ugh, I quit, right? But it's in that moment that is when you really got to dig deep and say, why am I doing this? Why does this matter? Why am I so upset? And why don't I believe in myself enough to do what I need to do? That's a whole big, that's another topic that we can talk about later. But just not trusting the process, not believing in yourself. And ladies, we have to trust the process. We have to believe in ourselves because if we don't, how can we expect other people to? How do we convey that to you and like concrete that in stone somewhere so that you know what's happening is part of your journey, part of the process, and that no matter what, you know, you're worth everything. You deserve the best. You are successful. All those limiting beliefs and all that nasty self-talk just has to get pushed away. So how do we do that? Like what does that look like? You know, it's not easy. It's not, but that's why we have our She Tribe. That's why we have so many resources. It goes back to the more movement, opportunity, resource, evolve. It I know I'm making it sound simple, but it kind of is. It's kind of a
It kind of
no-brainer.
is. Kind of is. So, since we're in the
So
subject of trusting the process, right? I want to add two things. One is the importance of the speed of trust. How fast, how much faster can we operate when we trust those around us? When we
mm,
trust the process, when we trust that the tools and the processes that we have in place, it's what's going to take us to where we need to go. So instead of
mm,
stalling because you're asking 5 million questions to the person you delegated something to, you're going to trust that that person, there's a reason why you hired them, there's a reason why you partner up with them. So allow them to create at the same level so that things can continue to run smoothly. And then the other piece is trust that you need a process,
Mhm.
right? Beyond trusting the process itself, the journey itself, you have to have a process in place to get to where you need to be. You need a method, you need a plan. It's not just, oh, I believe, and bim, and it just magically happens. So trust that you have to have a method as well.
I agree. And like when you talk about magic, we don't all have Tinkerbell and pixie dust in our back pocket. So who makes the magic happen?
I don't
We
know about you.
we are responsible for the magic that happens. And it's because we trust the process, we trust the journey. So you got to get there, you got to be say okay. So like I've had, it's something that I shared today on my personal page. I've had so many people reach out to me asking me, why am I not seeing breakthroughs, why aren't things happening fast enough? And in my head I'm like, I don't know why you're asking me, because I'm literally in the canoe with you, rowing away alongside you. In other words, like we all go through it. We, every single person, whether it's life, business, health, whatever it is, we all go through it at different stages. But that's when you are feeling like you're in that Sahara desert that I described, like there's cactus, there's you hear crickets,
Mhm.
literal crickets, because nothing is happening for you, or that you think, or things aren't going your way. But if you trust the process, amazing things are happening. If you really just kind of stop and take a look around you, things are happening, and they're happening in a great way. So don't quit, don't give up. That's another oops, I did it again. You know, if you continue to quit, or you try to change everything because something's not working instead of actually following through, you know, for more than a day. We all want, we're in a society where everybody wants, they think it's like Vegas in business. They want things to happen in 24 hours and it just doesn't. So you got to work hard. You got to stay sharp. You got to do your due diligence. You got to do your research. You got to stay committed, but don't overcommit. So I feel like we covered an intense amount of information. Um, what do you think, Michelle? Is there anything
I
else you want to?
agree. No, I think we nailed it. I like what we talked about. I think that there's a lot of gems that our viewers can take with them. It's just a matter of, are you organized enough to put it down and then break down what we said in an effort to truly put these tools in action, right? Going back to the different episodes that we have so
Yeah,
far, and taking all those pieces of information to create the best method, to create the best process to keep yourself in line. And if you need a little help, you can always reach out to a coach, or you can find an accountability buddy. But I think that the tools that we're providing you on this side, it's truly gold. It's stuff that you can use for both your business and your personal life, for sure.
I know. It's like Tony Robbins, who you have Hannah and Michelle right here.
Right.
Woo woo. You know, and
I,
it's
I feel
okay.
like I need a microphone so that we can drop it every so often, right? Wouldn't
And
that
you
be
know what,
fun?
ladies? It's okay to toot your own horn. Like celebrate yourself when you're making those tiny steps, or if you're making these incredible big steps. Like that's the time for you to toot toot beat beat, because you did it. Don't be, that is not a sign of conceit or vain or pride. That's a sign of like, look where I was a year ago versus where I am today, which leads me to what I'm going to close out with. We are having our, this is She Rises Studios podcast anniversary month for our podcast. And we started in March of 2021. Every single person we knew said it won't work. You and your daughter do not have a clue on how to do podcasting. And had we listened to them, we would not be where we are today. We have a reach of over 400 million listeners. We're syndicated. we have an incredible platform that we have made for women just like you, just like me, to share their voice, their story, their businesses. And all that is because we pushed hard. We stuck with it. We developed that mindset of unstoppable. We use that perseverance muscle. And trust me when I tell you, we're still working it out. We're still doing it on a daily, but it's because we wanted something so badly we didn't give up. And because of all of you. So we're going to do some pretty cool stuff throughout the month to celebrate our 1 year anniversary. We are looking for incredible women to be a part of that podcast. Michelle is one of the episodes, maybe two, if I'm not mistaken, on there. We have 42 in total. We're getting ready to go 5 days a week starting April 4th. So we got some pretty cool stuff coming up. And it's all
Pretty
because
cool stuff.
of faith. Yeah. Faith and hard work.
Faith
So,
and hard work. And when someone says you can't do it, you tell them, hold my beer. Here's
right?
the other thing, ladies. Today starts the International Women Awareness Month. So
Mhm.
happy Women Day. It's hard to be a woman. Any guy out there will never understand this until their insides shred. And then we can talk about it, or they can push a baby from their you know what, right? So let's celebrate us. Let's celebrate us. Let's empower more of us out there. Embrace the little ones that are coming
Yeah,
after us. Let's be thankful for those who are before us. And let's continue to create awareness with those around us so that men can understand better and can embrace what we can bring to the table, and they start inviting us to play golf with them. Just saying.
absolutely. And one last thing, we have a really awesome event this Friday in Las Vegas. Michelle will be there, I will be there, and some of the other co authors in the book, Becoming an Unstoppable Woman Entrepreneur. It's this Friday, 5 p.m. at Finley Volkswagen in Henderson. It's posted all over our social media. So if you are a woman who's looking for inspiration, networking, encouragement, if you want to get a copy of our book signed, meet us. We want to meet you. You want to collaborate. We're always looking to collaborate with amazing women. Show up there. Let's get together. Let's talk and let's build together.
And
So
how cool is that for a car dealership to actually put together a women's event? I've never heard of that before. So uh, when I saw that opportunity, I jumped right in because I figured, this is great. Regardless of the book or no book, like the fact that the dealership is embracing diversity and inclusion and belonging and all those beautiful things. I mean, this is just amazing. So I'm very excited about Friday, and looking forward to seeing any of you who are in Las Vegas, meeting you there.
she actually, the owner of the dealership is a woman. So that's incredible. She's one of the few women owned dealerships here. And the event is called Unstoppable Women Making History because it's Women's History Month as well. So we got a lot going on in March. And I say stay tuned, stay in touch, and come and see us Friday and support the movement. All right, ladies and gentlemen that we're watching, thank you for joining us today. You can find us on social media. Have an incredible, casual Tuesday. Bye, everyone.
Bye.